gymnastics started during the Greeks was due to war. We know that at that time, war was really fashionable. So gymnastics is one way that they use for the staff to practice to strengthen their muscles as a defense in the war that they will enter. This includes wrestling, discus throwing, boxing, running, and jumping. For the leaders back then, this was one of the things that would help them to make their defense strong. But the Roman Empire came, Greek gymnastics gradually disappeared until about 393 AD, when Emperor Theodosius completely removed it and replaced it with military training. Nowadays, when it comes to gymnastics, it is already a sport. In these sports, it does not only provide benefits to our body. One of the things being developed here is for us to learn self-defense. So many schools and universities are encouraging their students to study such sports. So it is also one of the called central component in Greek education because of the good benefits that these sports can provide, especially to students.
Good day, I'm Don Adrian D. Del Mundo, and I'm going to discuss Lesson 2 Great Contributors. The first contributor was Johann Christo in 1724-1790. Was a German educator who advocated realistic teaching methods like games, manual work in the garden and in the shop, physical training and hiking, and he believes that these kinds of activities should be in the educational system for students. The second contributor is Johann Friedrich Katzmatz. Year 1759-1839, he was known for his role in the development of physical education. He is thought of as the grandfather of gymnastics. Katzmatz wrote a book outlining his system of gymnastics and exercise, and this book is Gymnastics for the Young, became the manual for physical education in several countries. Friedrich Ludwig John, 1778-1852, he is recognized as the father of gymnastics, and we can say that he is the father of modern gymnastics because of the apparatus he invented such as parallel bars, side horse with pommels, balance beam, ladder, and vaulting horse. The fourth contributor is Franz Nachigal, year 1772-1847. He was an early advocate and directly responsible for introducing physical education in schools. He started the first school for training gymnastics teacher. Per Henrik Ling of Sweden, 1676-1839, is one of the most well-known cities of all times. He invented stall bars and the vaulting box. The next contributor is Adolf Space, 1810-1852. He was a German gymnast and educator who contributed to the development of school gymnastics for children. He introduced the marching and free-hand exercise. Dr. Dudley Sargent was born in 1849 and died in 1924. He was the first American contributor to gymnastics. Francisco Reyes Aquino, together with director Candido Bartolome, they started gymnastics in the Philippines.
Phases of gymnastics. Conditioning program. Conditioning is the state of the body tonus. Those are selected exercise purposely to condition the body before going to the proper routine or activity. Exercise in this phase can be selected. Variety of conditioning not only makes it interesting but also make it more significant effective. It is prerequisite to be desired and of optimum efficiency in the execution in any activity that demands the effective mental and physical fitness of each individual. Examples are calisthenics and freehand exercises. Lesson for a planned condition is to follow: arms, arm extensions, and shoulders. Trunk twist for waist, leg raising, for balance or pelvic region. Trunk, sidewards bending, for extension of side of trunk. Trunk forward bending, for extension of lower back and thighs. Neck and chest, for loosening neck and chest. Trunk lowering, For postural effect, abdominal, for abdominal muscles, stepping, for leg rhythm, balance, and agility, breathing, for relaxation, stance. Those are activities that test one's strength, flexibility, agility, balance, endurance, and conditions. Some stunts are considered as conditioning exercise and is used for preparatory to tumbling. Tumbling. This is the most important phase in gymnastics because this is to test the ability of individual as he performs somersaults, rolls, handspring, and acrobat on the mat or ground without the use of apparatuses. Apparatus exercise. Heavy. Those are exercise or routine with the use of heavy apparatuses like the balance beam, vaulting horse, parallel bars, rings, and the trampoline. Pyramid building. This is the phases of program that makes a picture of body static position. The positions should be properly arranged and selected so that they form the shape of the pyramid. Rhythmic gymnastics. Those are routine or exercises that accompanied with a music which are performed in rhythmical manner and smoothly flowing movements. This phase includes the freehand exercise and all exercises which involves the use of the lights apparatuses such as wands, rings, ribbons, hoops, ropes, and etc. Gymnastic skills, dance skills, locomotor skills, stunts, and tumbling skills are combined to perform routing on the floor. One can develop her own routing according to her abilities and creativity. The objectives of gymnastics: to improve and maintain physical fit body, provide in student with activity that will assist the correct minor postural defects, maintain functional of the organic system of the body, to achieve efficient movement through the grace, pose, dignity, form, rhythm, to improve desirable social traits and emotional traits, stimulate enjoyment and interest in gymnastics.
In gymnastics, one of the most important activities is warm-up and stretching. In order for you to reduce the risk of having a injury, you must do a sufficient and effective stretching and warm-up before you start your gymnastic classes or session. These are examples of warm-up and stretching that you can do before you start your gymnastic class. Number 1, jogging. 2, walking. 3, arm circles. 4, get down on your knees and stretch your shoulder sockets. 5, the most important stretch, bridge. 6, push your hips upward and head on the ground supported only by your hands and feet. Number 7, lunge stretch. Number 8, stretch toward the ceiling. Number 9, stand pike stretch. Number 10, seal stretch. Number 11, wrist and ankle stretch. Number 12, wrist inward and ankle stretch. 13, heel down. 14, split. And number 15, pancake.
There is a skill in gymnastics that requires sufficient strength of the arms and flexibility of almost all parts of the body. It is also the most important phase of the gymnastics program because this is where the ability of the performer is tested as he rolls to and from, twists, turns, and springs about on the mat and in the air. On the other hand, mastery of fundamental stunt and skills will help the performer execute the tumbling skills with ease and grace. The objectives of tumblings are: first, improve courage, determination, perseverance, and initiative. Second is to develop better timing, speed, and agility. And the last one is instill better understanding among students as they work in pairs or as group. There are safety caution that needs to remember in performing this activity. First is all tumbling skills must be done with a spotter and only on a mat, especially if it is done for the first time. The second one is the warm-up exercise and stretching is a must before performing any skill. The third one is spotter must check on the head, arms, and other positions before moving. And the last one is learn to concentrate on the skills you are about to perform. There are two specific spotting suggestions, the forward roll and the backward roll. Forward roll means the spotter assumes a kneeling position close to the performer. One hand helps to tuck the head and other hand pushes the hips forward. While backward roll means the spotter in stride position lifts the hips upward.
Good day everyone, my name is Cristelia Alchandra Calot and I'll be the reporters to the Chapter 4, Lesson 3.3, Preparatory Stance to Tumbling. So, the performer should be able to perform the following stance or skill before learning the different tumbling skills. First on the list is a tuck position. To round body, the knees are in contact with the forehead. This is done in inverted position. Second is pike sitting position. In a low sitting position, bend trunk forward so that the front of the body is in contact with the legs. The number 3 is pike standing position. From a squat position, hands flat on the floor, raise buttocks to full extension of the legs, the head is tucked. 4 is shoulder stand. Extend the body and legs upward so that the base of support is the head, and the shoulder the hand supports the hips. The number 5 is overhead reach. Put the legs over the head so that the two touches the floor over the head. The number 6 is bridge stand. With the hand and feet as the base of support, push the body up to the high arc, and hands, arm, and shoulder must be in one line. The last number is scissors kick. From a lunge position, hands flat on the floor, kick extended, leg upward, and at the same time kick the other leg while the other leg is still going down in air. So that's all for the lesson 3.3, preparatory stance to tumbling. Now we're moving forward to the lesson 3.4, basic skills in tumbling. The number 1 is backward roll. The backward roll is all about pushing with the arms. Direction. The student must place the both hands flat on the floor and fingers toward their shoulder when they roll back. Good drill is the gymnast must place their hands flat on the floor by their head and roll back to stand. Be sure to encourage the gymnast to land on their feet, not on their knees. Number 2 is cartwheel. Number 1. Start with cartwheels over the panel mat. Just having the gymnast stand straddled over the mat, place their hand on the mat, then jumping from foot to foot helps to get start. Number 2. The student should stand perpendicular to the mat, with their left foot touching the right end of the mat. The number 3. Reach forward, place their left hand on the closed side of the mat. Kick the right leg as they place their right hand on the far side of the mat, then landing on their right leg in the far side of the mat. Forward pike roll. A forward pike roll will help gymnasts extend their forward roll and forward handstand roll. Like a forward straddle roll, the hand need to be pushing on the floor before the feet touches. The student must reach down toward their calves to enable a longer push as they stand. The number 4 is forward roll. To start the roll, the gymnast needs to squat knees together and place both hands flat on the floor in front of themselves. The students should then tuck their head down while pushing with their legs. They should be sure to keep some weight supported with their arms. Forward straddle rules are good development for straddles and other skill when done properly. The students should think about lifting their toes as their feet approach the floor. Their hands should be pushing on the floor before their feet touch. Works toward the straddle roll become a straddle press to stand. Handstand. One of the most important skill in gymnastics is a good, solid, tight handstand. Without in the majority of the other skill will suffer, the handstand should be as tall as possible. The gymnast should be stretching upward toward the ceiling and staying hollow. A gymnast should be able to look at their toes while in handstand. Doing this requires the handstand to be tight and hollow.
Good day everyone. Our topic is about pyramid building gymnastics. What is pyramid building? Pyramid building is the phase of the program which pictures the body's static position. The position should be properly arranged to form the shape of pyramid. Human pyramid. Human pyramid is an acrobatic formation of three or more people in which two or more people support of a tier of higher people who in turn may support other higher tiers of people. People above the bottom tier may kneel or stand on the shoulder, back, or thighs of the people below them. Rules and guidelines of pyramid building in gymnastics. Mats must be under pyramid and extend in accordance with the height of the pyramid. Soft shoes or bare feet are necessary for standing pyramids. Ensure that standing, lying, and kneeling pyramids are a safe distance away from walls. Thank you.